Have you ever felt completely stuck? Like you know what you need to do, you might even want to do it, but you just can't get started. It's like your body is glued to the couch and your brain is filled with fog. We call this feeling a lack of motivation, and we spend so much time waiting for it to strike like a lightning bolt. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I feel motivated. But what if I told you that you've been looking at it all wrong? What if motivation isn't the spark that starts the fire, but the heat that builds once the fire is already lit? Today, we're going to completely flip the script on motivation. We're going to explore a simple, yet incredibly powerful idea. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. This isn't just some feel-good slogan. It's a principle rooted in psychology and proven by countless people who have broken free from the chains of inertia. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a practical, no-nonsense strategy to stop waiting and start doing. Let's start with a little science. Our brains are wired for efficiency. When we're inactive, our brain wants to conserve energy. This is inertia. It's a state of rest. Trying to break out of it, using only willpower, is like trying to push a giant boulder from a standstill. It takes a massive amount of initial force. This is why just doing it feels so impossible sometimes. You're fighting against your own brain's default setting. But something amazing happens the moment you start moving, even in the smallest way. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. This psychological phenomenon describes our tendency to remember uncompleted tasks better than completed ones. When you start a task, you open a loop in your brain. Your brain doesn't like open loops. It craves closure. This creates a gentle, internal pressure to finish what you started. That nagging feeling, that's the beginning of motivation. Think about it. Have you ever dreaded going to the gym, but once you were there and finished your first set, you suddenly felt more energized and ready for the rest of your workout? Or maybe you've put off cleaning your room for days, but once you just decided to put one pile of clothes away, you found yourself tidying up the whole space. That's not a coincidence. That's action generating its own momentum. The problem is, we often set the bar for action way too high. We think we need to go from 0 to 100. We look at the entire mountain we have to climb, and we feel overwhelmed, so we don't even take the first step. The secret is to make the first step so ridiculously small that it's almost impossible not to take it. This is the power of the 2-minute rule, a concept popularized by author James Clear. The rule is simple. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Want to read more? Don't commit to reading a chapter, just commit to reading one page. Want to exercise? Don't plan a 1-hour workout, just put on your workout clothes. Want to write a book? Just write one sentence. This sounds almost silly, doesn't it? How can reading one page change your life? But you're missing the point. The goal isn't the outcome. The goal is to master the art of showing up. The goal is to cast a vote for the person you want to become. By simply putting on your running shoes, you are casting a vote for being a runner. By writing one sentence, you are casting a vote for being a writer. You are breaking the spell of inertia. And once you've started, the Zeigarnik effect and the natural momentum of action begin to take over. That one sentence often turns into a paragraph. Putting on your shoes often leads to you walking out the door. So let's make this practical. What's that one thing you've been putting off? Maybe it's a project for work, a difficult conversation, or a new health goal. Don't think about the whole thing. Just think about the first 2 minutes. What is the smallest possible action you can take to get started? Can you open the document? Can you find the person's phone number? Can you fill up your water bottle? Whatever it is, I want you to identify it right now. And here's the challenge. Don't just think about it. Pause this video and just do that one tiny thing. It will take less than 2 minutes. Go on. I'll wait. Welcome back. How do you feel? A little lighter, a little more in control? Even if you only did that tiny action, you've proven to yourself that you can start. You've initiated the process. You've sent a signal to your brain that it's time to get moving. This is the victory. The victory isn't finishing the marathon. It's lacing up your shoes. Now, let's talk about the reward system. Our brains release a neurotransmitter called dopamine when we accomplish something, even something small. This is the feel-good chemical. When you complete that tiny 2-minute action, you get a small hit of dopamine. This reinforces the behavior. Your brain says, hey, that felt good. Let's do that again. This creates a positive feedback loop. Action leads to a small reward, which makes you feel good. That good feeling is what we call motivation. This motivation then makes it easier to take the next action. It's a snowball effect. You start with a tiny flake of snow, your 2-minute action, and, as you roll it, it picks up more snow and gets bigger and bigger, gaining momentum until it becomes an unstoppable avalanche of productivity. This is why waiting for motivation is a trap. You are waiting for the reward before you've done the work. But our brains don't work that way. We need to provide the evidence of action first, and then the brain will supply the feeling of motivation as a reward. So stop seeing motivation as a prerequisite. See it as a result. Think of it like a car with a dead battery. You can sit in the driver's seat all day, turning the key and hoping the engine will start. You can wish for it, you can visualize it, but nothing will happen. That's inertia. But what happens if you get out and start pushing the car? At first, it's incredibly hard, but then it starts to roll just a little. It gets easier. Someone might see you and help. Before you know it, the car is rolling downhill, and you can jump in and steer. The action of pushing created the momentum. You didn't wait for the engine to start. You made it move. Your life works the same way. Stop sitting in the driver's seat waiting for the engine of motivation to magically turn on. Get out and start pushing. The push is your 2-minute action. It will feel hard at first, but it will start the motion. This shift in perspective is liberating because it puts you back in control. You are no longer a victim of your feelings. You don't have to wait to feel like it, you just have to do it the smallest version of it. You are the one who starts the chain reaction. So, let's recap the strategy. First, forget about motivation. Focus on action. Second, make the action ridiculously small. Use the 2-minute rule. Break down your task into the smallest possible starting point. Third, just do it. Cast that vote for the person you want to be. Fourth, recognize the small win. Acknowledge that you've successfully broken inertia. This gives you a dopamine hit. Fifth, leverage that momentum. What's the next tiny step? Keep the ball rolling. This process builds not just motivation, but also self-trust and confidence. Every time you follow through on a tiny promise to yourself, you are building evidence that you are someone who does what they say they will do. This self-belief is far more powerful and sustainable than any fleeting burst of inspiration. The next time you hear that voice in your head saying, "I'm just not motivated," I want you to talk back to it. Say, "I know. Motivation comes later." Then, identify your 2-minute action and get started. Push the car. Open the loop. Start the snowball. The surprising path from inertia to action isn't a path you find. It's a path you create, one tiny step at a time. You have the power to start, right now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this changes the way you look at motivation forever. If this resonated with you, give this video a like and share it with someone who might feel stuck. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on building a better, more intentional life. Now go take your 2-minute action. I'm rooting for you.